right, so here's the second problem. 85% of the student class participated in the fundraiser. If there are 320 students in the class, how many participated in the fundraiser? All right. We're going to start with the estimation, okay? And to me, 85% looks a lot like 75%, all right? And the way I think about 75% is it's basically 3 times 25%. 75% is kind of like 75 cents. It's like 3/4. So 3 times 25%. So to find my estimate, I'm going to take my 320 and divide it by 4, because that'll give me my 25%. And then I can multiply it by 3, and that'll give me kind of an estimate of what I'm looking for. I know it'll be low because 85% is bigger than 75%, but at least it'll give me a chance to figure out whether or not my answer is reasonable. All right, so 4 goes into 3. Nope, 4 goes into 32. Well, let's think about this. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So 4 times 5 is 20. So 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 7 is 28. 20. So 4 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. So 8 times 4 is 32. Gives me 0. Bring down my 0. 4 goes into 0. 0 times 4 is 0. All right. So 80. Okay. So 1/4 of 320 is 80. So 80 times 3 is 0 times 3 is 0. 8 times 3 is 24. So 240. So my estimate is 240. All right. So now I can tell whether or not I think my answer is going to be reasonable. So now let's look at our picture. All right. So this time our percent bar is side to side, not up and down. And that's okay. I can handle it any way I want. When you're drawing your own percent bar, you can draw it however you want, up and down or side to side. I'm going to basically kind of do the same thing. All right. So 0% is 0. 100% is 320. Start with labeling it. All right. So if I cut it in half, my 50%. Half of 320 is, well, let's think about it. I know that 320 divided by 4 is 80. So if I just did 80 times 2, 0 times 2 is 0. 8 times 2 is 16. Awesome. So 50% is 160. All right. Well, and then I also know if I come over here and mark 25%, I already know that that is 80. All right. Well, right. And I also already know that 75% is 240. Okay, but I want 85%. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to pick a different color. I'm going to make a mark right here for 85%. And I'm going to color it in. This is what I want. I need 85%. So I know my answer is going to be bigger than 240. Okay, so I know 75% is all right, I know 75% is 240. Well, when I look at it, let's pick another color. This piece right here. Okay, 85% minus 75%. That's equal to 10%. Could I find what 10% is of 320 so I could add it to 240? I think I could. Okay. So 10% is 1/10. So I'm going to come over here and divide 320 by 10. 10 goes into 32 3 times because 3 times 10 is 30. 32 minus 30 is 2. Bring down my 0. 10 goes into 20 2 times. 2 times 10 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. So 10% is 32. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to mark it down here that 10% is 32. All right. So I know that 75% is 240. I know that 10% is 32. And together, if I add them up, I get 85%. So if I add these guys up, 0 plus 2 is 2. 4 plus 3 is 7. 2 plus 0 is 2. So my answer is 272. Oh, and that's not dollars, that's students. So 272 students. All right, well, I can check it by using the proportion. So x over 320 students is equal to 85% over 100. All right. Now, what I notice about this is I can't really go between 320 and 100. But 85 ends in a 5 and 100 ends in a 0. So I can simplify both sides by 5. So 85 divided by 5 is, well, let's start at the bottom. 100 divided by 5 is 20. Okay, so 20 times 5 is 100. So 19 times 5 would be 95. So 18 times 5 would be 90. So 17 times 5 would be 85. So 17 20ths. All right. So x over 320 is equal to 17 20ths. Well, I can go from 20 to 320. That's kind of easy because if I think about it, so let's see. So 20 times 5 is 100. Okay. So if I did that 3 times, okay, that would give me 300. And 20 times 1 is 20. Right? That gives me 320. So 5, 10, 15. So times 16. So then 17 times 16 would give me my answer. So 17 times 16. 7 times 6 is 42. Carry the 4. 1 times 6 is 6 plus 4 is 10. Carry my place. 7 times 1 is 7. 1 times 1 is 1. If I add them up, 2 times 0 is 2. 0 plus 7 is 7. 2 plus 2. I got 272. All right, for my lattice friends, let's check it with lattice really fast. 17 and 16. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 6 is 42. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 6 is 6. 2. 4 plus 6 is 10. Plus 7 is 17. Carry my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 0 is 0. 272. All around, I got 272. All right. Let's go on to the next problem.